afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel.
And I'm Cathy Tillery. Thank you for joining us.
Your host of The Edge with Donna and Cathy.
That's right,
Thank you
here.
so much for watching us every day, Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock p.m. Now, that's Central Time, right?
Yes, and you actually, sometimes you'll see you may see it a couple more times on Abundant TV,
Yeah, because Abundant's been playing us about 3 different times a day.
Yes, and then you can catch us on Facebook, and that's usually where a lot of the kids watch, is on Facebook Live.
Twitter, do you know we're on Twitter?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
We're on Twitter, too.
Yeah. I did not know
and
that.
We're on Instagram.
Well, I don't have Twitter, but
we're on Instagram. Well, if it's a social media site, we're on it, Cathy.
Well, I did not know we were on Twitter. So that's how my son's watching
That's
it.
how he's watching it. Yeah,
because
all the kids
has
have
Twitter.
A different
Yes, and my 2 stepsons, I'm sure they probably have Twitter too. I don't have Twitter, but
yeah,
you know.
Just because you don't have it.
I'm just I'm slow on that section.
But
I just don't like too much.
Yeah,
technology.
You know but you can find us on Abundant TV. That's a good way, and you can also see some of our reruns. So, like the one where you were making a tuna salad, I think you're making that, and then you can go back on some of the shows and think, how did Cathy make that tuna salad? Yeah, so you'll be able to find it that way. So we appreciate you listening to us. Absolutely.
Yes, and speaking of little recipes, how about if you want an ice cream and you have some ice cream and Oreo cookies, so you can make a Oreo flurry. How's that sound?
That sounds good. You gonna make us one?
Well, we're not gonna do it on air because I really don't need to eat the ice cream. Now, I would do it if we were shooting this show at 5 o'clock because my husband loves ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Most men love ice cream, don't they?
My hubby does, all kinds.
And it's really simple. Okay, guys. Really simple. 2 cups of vanilla ice cream, 3 ounces of Cool Whip, 2 tablespoons of milk. 2 tablespoons now. 7 Oreos crushed up. So you could just take your 7 Oreos, put them in a Ziploc bag, and take a cup and crush them on the counter. Just don't beat too hard because you'll break your cup. And hit it that way. And then you would have an Oreo flurry.
There you go.
Because a lot of times when you go through restaurants right now, a lot of times they're out of milk in Alabama. Did you know that?
We've had a shortage at school.
Because we had a boarding plant in Alabama, and I believe the other one was in Mississippi, and they closed. So I think over 100 schools in Alabama was affected by it. So hopefully, when you're by the time this show is airing, and even if you see it again down the road, our schools have all got milk, and we're all going to be fine. But I noticed that actually where I do a lot of pickup orders, they carried boarding milk, and there was no more Borden milk. I was sad.
So what are the kids drinking?
I loved Borden ice cream too. I grew up with Borden.
So what are they drinking now?
I think they had to find other dairy farmers and milk producers and the packaging manufacturer. I don't know. I guess they're divvying it out. So I don't know. But you know, there was a dairy farm in Florida that was hit with a hurricane. But I think it's already up and going again. So that's good news. So hopefully that problem will resolve. And we're going to talk about later in the show some things that happened. Donna was reminiscing about some of her dear kin. In Alabama we say kin folks. We was talking about some kin folks, how they had to go through the Depression and all, and some things they had to do. So later in the show, we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about bartering.
Yes.
And bartering is something that I think a lot of folks have been doing it. They just didn't know that's what they were doing.
They didn't know there was a term for it.
Yeah, it's called bartering. We're going to talk about, but before we get to bartering, I'm going to talk about one of our sponsors.
Food.
We're talking food, and this is just an absolute. Yeah, and we talked last show. Now that's the owners you just saw them. They're awesome folks. But we're talking about how this place is interesting. You know what I mean? It gives me a trouble of interest. So you can see up there, there's chandeliers. That's the outside. And it's an really is a place to hide. And just a really awesome place. And they talked also about the pleasure of how it is.
I think there's some footage
So it's
And
just an awesome
the
place.
the one name of that room, did you catch it at the end, y'all? It said Mentone Dreams. It makes you feel like you're in dreamland.
And
I loved it. I loved that little place.
you definitely are. Let's talk about bartering, okay? Because the pandemic it was just rough on a lot of folks,
Well,
especially if you're a small business owner.
oh yeah. Well, now before we talk about bartering, though, could we talk about pizza? Since
Well, let's
you
talk
made me
bartering, and then we're going to
hungry.
kind of talk about it in between. So
Oh,
we'll
okay.
kind of cut in on the
Okay.
segment and make that happen.
Okay.
But bartering kind of happens, and this is real. Now, I'm not talking about big corporations. I'm not sure what you can do because
No.
there's so many.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of no-nos like insurance. You don't do bartering. You don't do
You couldn't be a
bartering.
nurse, could you? Barter?
No, you don't you don't do bartering in the medical field. That's a no-no. So if you've done that, then that's a no-no.
Yeah, that's
because
no, no. But
you
let's
don't
go
do
ahead and
bartering
get
that.
started talking about it.
But we're
because we
talking
don't
about other stuff
I'm going to give you some
like
tips.
food.
I'm going to give you tips on how to barter. So if you're a
Okay.
small business, let's just pretend you own the dress shop,
Okay.
and I own a little grocery store, and you need some food and I need some clothes. We could barter because we're small business folks, right?
Yeah, and
We
you could
do that.
trade.
But now you need to keep up with that when the IRS is going to come in. If they were to audit you, they'd say, well, what happened to those dresses you had in that dress shop? Well, you need to prove that you bartered with somebody. So that's just a little bit of matter of paperwork.
Right.
But bartering just mainly means you're exchanging goods or services. That's all that means right there.
Right.
So I may do taxes and I may need some clothes to go on a cruise. Okay, so I do taxes, you do clothes. We can swap that out. So that's
But you have to keep you have to show proof, right?
Yeah,
So
because
you have to do. I guess you would do like a written receipt.
Well, here's what you got to do because see,
I don't own a business, so I wouldn't know that.
Well, when you get your taxes done, you've got to keep up with the goods and services that you have bought, and then your profit margin that indicates whether you're going to get anything back or you got to pay in or that kind of thing. So when you get audited, and I'm going to say when, the odds are someday you will be. Okay, so you may get audited. You got to keep up with that lot of clothes that you bought and what you did with them. Now, a lot of folks at Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop,
right?
Like if they have too much inventory of something, they'll go ahead and donate it to the thrift shop.
That's a great idea.
That's why sometimes you can find some new clothes out there. And they're located on 431, by the way, in Albertville. So go ahead and check them out. But this is what you need to think about. Think about family members, friends, coworkers, neighbors, or others within your social circle. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a business, because my granddad talks about during the Depression, he was good at growing corn. One of his neighbors down the road was good at growing something else. So they would just change out and barter with each other. And then that way one can use his special. It's a great way if you're just really good at raising corn, at planting corn and just having tons of it. And maybe the neighbor's not so good, but they're good at something else. Then that way you can put your focus on corn.
Oh yeah,
if that's what you do.
Swap.
Yeah, so that's really good. So a long time ago, this is what they would do, and I'm reading part of this off, so I don't want to miss out anything. The barter arrangement could be made direct between two parties or more, like giving eggs to a neighbor in exchange for paper towels. So think about that. You're out of paper towels. The supply chain, for some reason, remember the day you couldn't get toilet paper?
Right.
Paper towels.
That's right.
A lot of folks were bartering back then. So
yeah, you didn't realize you were bartering, but you were.
Yeah.
When you were borrowing from your sister or brother and swapping out toilet paper for milk or eggs because you couldn't find it.
That was a big crisis with toilet paper, wasn't it?
And paper towels and Lysol. Oh my goodness! You couldn't find disinfectant spray at the beginning. It was just gone. It was sold out, and I still notice, not to get off bartering, but if you go online, like I love the Lysol Nutri-Air refills that go in the little dispensers that spray. It's unreal the price on there.
Yeah, they've went
they're like $7.99 back 2 years ago a piece, and now you either can't find any, or they're wanting like $60 for a little can. Unreal. I'm sorry, I'm not paying that.
Okay, let me tell you something you can do. The very next time, we'll do this on one of the shows. The very, very next time you run out of, I like the liquid soap. Rather than a bar, and then somebody's coming over to your house and they're spending the night, maybe relatives, because Christmas and Thanksgiving's coming up pretty soon. You're going to have some in-house guests. They might not want to use your bar of soap, so they may want liquid type soap. I'm going to tell you really quick how to do this. You'll need one bar of soap, just one bar.
Okay.
And it's going to make a gallon of soap. of the liquid soap.
Okay, can you make the liquid foaming soap with that, or just the liquid
The
soap?
liquid soap. Now, if you got the right this little thing that goes inside the
Right,
bottle, if you got the
right.
right thing, you can. It'll just make it that way. But this is just plain old making soap, liquid soap. So what
Wow.
you got to do now, you got to get.
Okay, listen.
Okay, you
I'm
listen. Be
listening.
quiet.
I'm listening.
So you get that bar soap, and what you want to do is grate it. You know, get in very, very small, tiny pieces. If you got a knife, you got to really do it sharp, a good sharp knife. Put it on your cutting board as small as you can make it. Now you can put it in a food processor or something like that, but it may gum up, you know, the wheel back in
Yeah,
there.
I can
So
see that.
it's best just to use a knife if you can. So go on ahead and grate it up as much as you can. You know those cheese graters? That's the
Yeah,
perfect
can
thing.
use that. Even the old one.
Perfect, even the old ones, but make
Okay.
it as fine as you can. Okay, so that 1 bar of soap is, you put that in a little bowl. What you want to do is get a gallon of water.
Okay.
Get a gallon of water, put it on the stove, start boiling that water. When it starts
Okay.
into a rolling boil, you're going to put that 1 bar of soap in there. Stir it up really good, make sure it melts. That's why you need it as fine as you can.
Oh, so that it'll
So that it'll
melt
melt and
faster.
melt
Okay, got you.
really fast.
Got you.
And
Got you.
then if you want to, you can put some glycerin in there, just 1 tablespoon of glycerin if you want to do that. Let it set overnight, put a top over it,
Okay.
towel, or put a lid over it, whatever. It's got to set overnight. You want it to really cool off, okay? Then the next morning it's going to look weird, okay? It's going to have this really, as a matter of fact,
Like
what
a
you see,
cloudy look.
not even that. It's going to be real weird feeling, okay? It's almost
Okay.
going to feel like slime.
Yeah,
But
okay.
it's not slime. And you're going to think, I have messed up. I have made a mistake. This is normal. It will look like this. The
Okay.
soap you're using at my house
Mhm.
is my own.
Really? So you made it like that?
Now, what you can do, if you wanted to use, say, Dial or, you know, any other, if you like Irish Spring or whatever, you can keep that. Or you can get an unscented soap and put your own essential oils in it, which is what I do.
And that's why yours smells so good. Wow.
Because I put more essential oil than anybody else would.
Well, and like Dial makes the antibacterial bars, the
Go on
gold
ahead and
bars.
make your
Yeah.
own. Yeah. Okay, now you're not finished
That's a good
yet.
idea.
You're not through. So what you'll need to do, it's got that weird stringy kind of weird look to it.
Right.
You'll need to get your mixer. Go on ahead and get that out.
Oh
and
God,
mix
this
it.
is a lot of steps though for me, Donna.
It's easy. You make it one time, you're going to see it's not that big of a deal. And then you'll just, all you have to do is just mix it up with your little mixer there, and then pour it in jars, and you're done.
Oh, you mix it. Okay. So then it has like some of it that's not completely dissolved.
Well, what'll happen is you're going to have water, very little amount of water at the bottom of the pan, and then you're going to have the soap kind of rising. This way it connects everything. You'll just mix it one time and you're done.
Wow.
You'll never have to shake it again, nothing like that.
Wow, that's good.
But that's a real, now you can just stir it if you want to. It's just not going to do as well. You really need to get the mixer out on that.
Yeah.
A little hand mixer.
That is really a good tip because, you know, a lot of times, especially the kids, they're not going to take the time and go buy some soap at the store, but they might actually do that.
Yeah.
They might actually do
that. And then if you've
That's
got an extra bar of soap and, you know, the food chain or the supply chain gets messed up again this year like it did last year, like it's done for the past 2 years, well, then that's going to be a good way that you can have some soap.
Okay, back to bartering. Okay, tell us some more about this,
There are
Donna.
a couple of things. Let's see how much time we got left in this show. Okay, we got a little time. Let's go ahead and talk about another one of our sponsors. We absolutely love our sponsors. So let's go ahead and talk about pizza.
Oh, yeah. That's Tony and April at Tony's Pizza. And they are located in Cedar Bluff, Alabama and Center, Alabama. And look, that is not too far to drive, people. Because if you live in Calhoun County, it's only about 20 minutes from Calhoun, 30 minutes from Calhoun County. From Fort Payne, it's only about 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, probably. It's not far at all to get fresh wings, and they are so delicious. They have a menu of sandwiches, subs. They have a great cheeseburger, I think, too. French fries. Oh, it's just delicious. But the pizza, now it is fabulous.
It's to die for.
Yeah, it is fabulous. Me and Donna have ate there over and over again. I know personally my husband eats there a lot.
There, doesn't he?
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it because they have the fresh salad bar. So he likes getting the pizza, but he likes having that fresh salad bar. And just a fantastic family that they've took on this this journey and this venture, and we need to support local businesses. And this is not a chain. They're only in 2 places, in Center and in Cedar Bluff. And it's not
And
far.
Kathy, see those little doors right there? If you wanted to have a private birthday party, you can do that. Just open up the doors. Now you need to call and set that up and make sure somebody else
Right.
doesn't have it. And so you can have your own little birthday party out there.
Yeah, and that's the Center location, and it's just really cool atmosphere. I mean, there's the salad bar. It's really
I love the
good.
way they got it decorated.
When me and Donna have been in there, it has been just so clean. It's just a well kept, well run little small pizza and sandwich shop, and they have a salad bar.
And they open up now at 11. Is that right?
At 11 o'clock, and so be there. You probably need to be there about 10 till 11 so you get in, because they're usually pretty busy right at the
Oh, and you
lunch
can
hour
do to-go
time.
orders as well.
Oh yeah, just you can call ahead to either the Center or the Cedar Bluff location. So and we run those numbers. Donna runs it all the time on IC Radio on the radio station. So you can check out. Oh look, those mozzarella sticks look
Aren't they
so
good?
good.
But you know, I'm not using the dipping sauce. Now, normally I do on pizza. Now, on the mozzarella sticks, I probably would. But on the pizza, I don't even use the dipping sauce. It's good without it.
Yeah, and it's very nice. And we looked up, Donna did, when she got these pictures, because there was nobody in there. It was before they opened. Or else we would have probably had to get waivers for about 25 people to take their picture and show it on the advertisement.
Probably so.
Yes.
Well, let's go ahead and get back to bartering again. And
Okay.
so this is something that I found was really interesting, that you can find all of this on this website. You would know I would love this website. ThePennyHoarder.com. That would be one I'd like.
Donna likes that one.
Yeah,
Penny
I
Hoarder.
actually would. There's a couple of ideas that you can do. Like if you wanted to start your own Facebook page and call it Bartering in DeKalb County, call it Bartering in whatever.
Really?
You could do whatever you want to do. There are all kinds of groups out there. So if you wanted to kind of keep it local, Calhoun County bartering page. So you could do that. And then let's say you want to barter with somebody, like with one of your neighbors. And you could do that real easy. But here's a couple of examples right here. And this is somebody who actually started one of those pages.
Wow.
And this one was actually in Tampa, Florida. So this lady is a photographer. And so she started this bartering page, and she said she enjoys it. And so she started the Facebook group to encourage folks within her local community. And this is what came out of it. So she said, you know, people were kind of strapped for cash when COVID hit, you know. And so she said that she wanted to be able to help the family and the community. But why not do this all the time? You don't have to wait for COVID to hit. We can always do this. So she said that there was somebody who actually swapped out office equipment for kitchen gadgets. That's a pretty
that's
good
a
deal.
good idea.
Or an example of shopping, when somebody is shopping and delivering groceries to a neighbor who agreed to cook up a couple of casseroles for you in exchange.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
I do the shopping for the groceries because I like to shop. You cook it.
Yeah.
Pretty good idea.
Yeah, that is a good
Yeah.
idea.
And they even did this during ancient times. Do you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. It just submerged, just really got big during the COVID-19 pandemic. In Las Vegas, this is what happened. A coffee shop owner traded coffee beans because he had a huge supply of coffee beans, but he needed bread. So he swapped coffee beans with another restaurant. They became friends. And shopped.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
swapped that
That's
out.
a good story.
And then a New Hampshire man traded eggs for flour and created a 2,000 member barter group on Facebook in the process. So it's really become.
Oh, that's really good.
But now, Kathy, there's some tips on what not to do.
Okay, all right.
We need to know what-
we need to know those. You don't do this a lot of times with money or medicines.
Yeah, you
or-
gotta just.
You don't do that.
So here's what
'Cause
they
you don't
say.
you don't ever share medicines, people. Don't do it.
No,
Especially right now with
oh my
fentanyl.
goodness! And what
We have a
about,
terrible fentanyl problem in the United States right now, where it's coming in from Mexico. So, don't do that.
And expiration dates, you got to check those things. This is not worth it.
If your meds don't come from the pharmacy, don't take them. Okay,
Well,
don't.
this is what you can do.
Gotta
These
come
are
from
tips.
pharmacy.
These are tips, okay?
Mhm.
And those are real important tips. Okay, if you've never exchanged goods and services by bartering, first think about what you can offer and what you need. That needs
Right.
you need to kind of plan for it. Okay,
Right.
don't just jump in there. Plan.
Right.
You'll also need to consider who you will be trading with And the easy way is just to start with people that you know. Now, you can go to Craigslist, but be super careful on Craigslist. There have been some issues with Craigslist, okay, with weirdos getting on it. So be really careful there,
Yeah.
especially just with folks you know. You know, that's a
Yeah.
good way.
Or family's like the best, or friends
Yeah.
that live close by.
Well, and this is what it says right here. Think about family members, friends,
Mhm.
co-workers, neighbors, or
Right.
somebody within your social circle.
Right.
You know, folks that you know. And then you can branch out. It could be friends of friends. And
Right.
before you know it, you got a huge bartering
Right.
system going there.
Right.
The barter arrangement could be direct between two parties, like giving eggs to a neighbor in exchange for paper towels, or you could just form a group like these folks did.
Right.
Now, if you're creating an informal barter exchange with multiple people, you need to decide where communications are going to take place, okay? And it's really good to do with group texts and things like that we're doing, or even via email. You know, are people even doing email anymore?
Yeah, I mean,
I do.
I
Is it
still do.
old fashioned?
No, I mean, email is still big for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't do, like me, I do Facebook, but I don't do Twitter. And I don't do, what is it, Instagram and all those things. I just do Facebook and email. So if you want to email us a suggestion or anything, email it to me or Donna. Cathy at icradio.media or Donna at icradio.media.
Go for that. It's Cathy with a C, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a new group. It's an app called Nextdoor, and I'm going to check that out. And so there's many platforms have been started on Nextdoor. You can also choose to opening up an exchange to people you don't know personally, but again, it's, you know, be careful there.
So wait a minute, look, back up a second. Is Nextdoor kind of like a Facebook coming?
It's kind of something like that. And it's called
kinda like a Twitter?
Nextdoor,
Okay.
and a lot of people are using it for bartering.
That's
So it
neat.
actually
I didn't know that.
began with bartering. Is that how the whole thing started?
Wow.
You can also find a broker or an exchange like Craigslist. Again, be really careful at Craigslist, or dedicating a website. Now, there is a couple of websites. One is Barter Quest, and there's one called Barter Network and BizX. That's BIZX. You can check that one out. But these are businesses to businesses who are bartering as well.
That's pretty cool.
And they've already got that set up for you. So, I mean, go with one that's already existing. That way you don't have to invent the wheel, right?
Yeah. That's pretty interesting.
But you might want to ask for referrals. If you're bartering with somebody that you don't know, I would definitely do that. It's like a business, okay? So you need to think about that. And if they have no referrals, well, get back with me when you do have some referrals. Be nice about it. You know, but just, you know, that. You can also do services like for tutoring. You got kids in college or maybe in high school and they need some help. A lot of folks will barter if you want to set up a tutoring. Yeah.
So what would you exchange for tutoring services?
Oh, well, if it's kids in college, anything. It could be anything for
I say like a student could tutor someone else's student, maybe for some groceries or free pizza night, or that's pretty cool.
Yeah, buy gift cards or something.
Yeah. Oh,
and then they could use it that way. Or maybe a sample of your own product. You know, this is good for new businesses that are out there. And you've got, let's say you make cookies. You bake cookies. And you just want to kind of get those out there, you know. You could barter by your cookies and getting the word out there. Just make sure you got all of your information and everything on it.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's how Paula Dean got started.
No, I did not know that.
Absolutely. What she did, her sons were little boys. And so she made sandwiches, and they lived in a town, lived in Savannah. And so those boys would get sandwiches. She would make up the sandwiches, make them look really nice and pretty. And they would just go to different businesses and sell sandwiches. That's how she got her start.
Really? I did not know that. She's still on the air too, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's still cooking.
Still cooking with butter.
I always cook with butter.
She's the absolute butter.
I remember that when I was younger, my mother used margarine for everything back in those days. Remember they started?
Yeah, my grandmother said, "Don't use margarine."
Yes, and my mother and grandma, my aunt, they all started using margarine because margarine was supposed to be better for you than butter back years ago. Well, I think those studies have kind of proved the opposite.
They knew what they were talking about. You know something? I know something good to talk about, and that's Merle Norman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, try before you buy. You know what that means?
You get to test it.
Yeah, well, what they'll do is they'll do some makeovers.
Oh, yeah.
And you know how much
that's
their
nice.
makeovers cost?
Nothing.
Nothing. They
Yeah.
cost zip.
Right. And then, of course, you can buy the products if you like them.
Yeah.
Because I know I went looking for eyeliner everywhere, and I actually found it at the Merrill Norman in Center, Alabama. It's right there on the main street. Kelly is the owner, just a sweet lady. And then she has this precious, precious lady that works with her. And she actually used to be in the radio business. Did
Yeah,
you
I
know
heard
that?
about. We connected like crazy.
She is
There
a
was- I knew there was something about
sweetheart. So if Kelly's not there, she will take care of you. The other lady is just fantastic. And hopefully we're going to go out and do a remote, maybe in a month or two, I guess, down the road. We'll go out and do a remote and maybe do a makeover.
I want to do that because I'm going to tell you something else. It's not just buying the product. Do you know, you guys, you don't know what to buy you girl? They can actually make gift baskets for you.
Yes.
And gift baskets are an awesome thing. Every girl wants a gift basket. So, yeah, think about that. Now, they also have clothes. They have jewelry.
Well, I love the hats. They have some really, really cute hats, some sweaters. They have some great pants. Just wonderful things. It's on 151 West Main Street in Center, Alabama. You can call her at 256. Uh-oh. The phone number went away. Just go to Center, and guess what? You can eat pizza, and you can get a makeover in the same day.
Oh, of course you can.
Big treats.
And again, now gift baskets, and by the way, they know, they've all been trained. They know, there's the telephone number there. They know how to fix you up, okay?
Yes, that number is 927-3213. So you need to go and get you a makeover and plan a day of it. They've got some great little shops that hopefully we will be touring around Main Street and Center down the road with some of those shops.
I can hardly wait to do that.
I can't wait to go because I've already bought some clothes from those.
And I got those gloves. I got those gloves. They were like really awesome. And they're the kind of gloves that you can use with your cell phone, you know, and when it's cold outside, like my hands are cold now.
It's wonderful. Out of time. We're out of time. Can you believe it? It goes by so fast. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous day, and we'll see you tomorrow right here at 1 o'clock.
Absolutely. Oh, and again, don't forget now, if you have any ideas for us, send an email. Donna at icradio.media, Cathy at icradio.media. That's I is in Christ, or you can say is in ice cream.
Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.